this channel is about
So amazing. Everyone, please welcome to the show, Ty Smith.
And if this is your first time visiting, I thank you for coming over here. But do me a favor, go over to my channel and I want you to check it out in its entirety. What you do is click on playlists. See all these different topics right here. These topics are all the different things that I do on this channel, which is why I call it a variety channel. Get an idea what my channel is about in its entirety, okay? Please do that for me. You will be helping the channel algorithm, but you also will be helping yourself by getting an idea of what all this channel entails. Once you do like that and you want to subscribe, double check and make sure that this bell notification is set to all notifications. All right. Appreciate you guys for that. All right. What's going on, folks? Fokuramas? We are back for part 2 of this podcast with my beautiful and all-wise wife. And I'm not going to waste any more time because a lot of you guys wanted to hear from her. So I'm going to go ahead and let her continue on to take it on from here. You ready to go, babe?
Absolutely. And so I feel like whenever you know all of the ways God has set up a marriage to work. And I know in this world we live in today with this woke stuff and this modern women and equality and feminism and with all that, those to me are some of the destructions that can cause a marriage to fail. So when you have those type of mindsets brought into your marriage, you taint it. You taint your marriage. When you're looking outside of your own marriage, you're looking outside of God. When you're looking into the world, the social media, the movies, and you're looking at, oh, see, that's the way it's supposed to be. This is the way our marriage is supposed to be. And that's the way. No. There's only one way. And God set up that one way in his word to function properly, 100% moving forward in his way that he created us to move in our marriage. And marriage is, I know people say it's hard, that's what people say. You do have to work at your marriage, like anything. You have to work at, like on your job, if you're in a career, you have to work to be the best. You have to work if you want to become promoted, you put 100% in. So I think in a marriage, you have to put 100% in on both parts of making your marriage work well and to succeed and to last and be the way that you say you want your marriage to be. Like, I always say, Ty, our marriage, we want a perfect marriage. Not perfect in the sense of the word perfect, like, oh, nothing's going to go wrong, but perfect in the sense of the word, meaning it's perfect for us. So what do you think?
She preaching, ain't she, y'all? Yeah, no, of course, I have to be in agreement with it because of the fact that we're here for 20-some years. So I think it'd be more or less I wonder what the audience is thinking right now. I'm pretty sure there's comments flying in here right now. And people are wondering. Now, I want to get back on the thing, though. That was great, all those little nuggets of wisdom you just threw in there. What I want to get at, though, is when you mentioned about the disobedience. So, you did know. I'm sorry, you did say that. You said disobedience. If the robot moved backwards, then it'll be in disobedience, not in order. Now, what I do like is when you said God created a marriage to move forward. And we were saying that, what came to my mind is, have y'all noticed something? Y'all see what my wife does to me? She makes me slow down, don't she? Y'all notice I'm not talking fast like I usually am, don't y'all? That's crazy. Yeah, see that, babe? You gotta do this more often with me. But what I was saying is, I like the phrase when you threw out there when you said making a marriage move, God created it to move forward and not backwards. And what I like about that is that when you said, there's going to be things that's going to, happen within a marriage that's not perfect. So what I'm saying to people is this. When she mentioned the analogy about the robot moving forward and a marriage moving forward, what I thought about this, what can keep the robot from moving forward? You would say an obstacle, right? So I think what people do is instead of trying to get the obstacle out the way or go around the obstacle, people actually try to do what they weren't created to do, and that's to go backwards. So I like that right there. That's really good. Really, really good analogy right there. So it looked like you was trying to say something else. You got something else to say, babe, or you want to move on to a different topic? You can expound upon it some more. Show world.
No,
show world.
Yeah, I just want to.
It's show world, girl. Yeah, take the mic.
I just want to.
Take it.
I just want to expound upon. I just want to stick with this subject for as much as I can, because like I said, I say it's a divorce pandemic. I mean, it's just gotten so bad, and I think it's a lot of divorces are happening just for no reason at all. So anyway, with divorce, and I want to go back to when I said that it's a lot of, I think because of disobedience, and I'm going back to the Word of God and to, like I said, how He sanctioned marriages to be the roles of the man, the roles of the woman. And I was saying, like, in this day and age, in this world we live in, you cannot listen to what society says and thinks about marriage. And that's why I always go back to, in the Bible, it says, do not be conformed to this world. You can't conform, because if you conform to the world's world, you're going to conform to the world's system. So, and if you've already done that, if you make your divorce based on, your marriage based on the system of the way the world says, oh, he's not doing, divorce, and he did that, divorce, that's not the way God made it.
So, so when it comes to this, when you mentioned divorce, I'm trying to figure out a way how to articulate it. My mind is kind of all over the place right now, but I'm gonna get it together here. So no, I guess what I'm really am trying to say is, would you say that that's part of that pandemic within a divorce? Would you say that that's that disobedience that you mentioned earlier? You think that really, pretty much a lot of them are happening due to disobedience. So are you saying that by them being disobedient to God's word when it comes to how they should be in a marriage, you throwing off my thought process? Don't look me in my eyes right now. Is that like the avenues that people are taking that's actually causing a divorce? Yeah,
because that's not, common sense would tell you that's not the way you can just go back to the beginning of your relationships. Like when you first started out in your relationships, how you treated each other.
Everybody was fake then though, babe.
No, they weren't fake. It just that it was new, it was fresh. So, you don't really know what's going to come up out of it. But the fact that you treated each other with respect, you were kind to each other, and you kind of put each other first and made sure that each other were happy. So what happened to that? What happened? So then I think that's when people start looking outside of their marriage to try to, whether it's like, okay, you used to look like this. Oh, well, I had 3, 4, 5 kids. I know people, don't go there. No, people's bodies are different, and people's bodies respond to pregnancy, stress, and things like that differently. So our body, as women, you all know our bodies change so dramatically with childbirth and things like that. So he's like, well, you don't look like the way you used to look when I first met you. No, I don't. But tell me, why is that even an issue? I'm still the same person.
She ain't talking about me, y'all. She talking about some of y'all. I'm messing with y'all. No, but that's a good point there, is that some folks are like that. It's like your wife sat there and bared your children, and all of a sudden now you're looking at her differently. You know what I mean? You know what? And what's funny, but you know what I find? Do you think that it's a double standard though, babe? Let's just say, for example, women, a lot of women, the weight gain, et cetera, when they have children. But how come there's no, do you think it's a double standard because there's nobody saying nothing about men that gain weight? Because I've seen some brothers out there that y'all got them beer bellies and y'all look like y'all pregnant. So, but nothing gets said about the men. So do you think that that's like one of the things that's messed up too, where it's almost like, oh, you women, y'all expected to have that body and all that after y'all had children, when some men, they don't keep up with themselves either?
Yeah, that definitely is a double standard. And I think it's really sad. And see, those are things that I'm talking about when I say, like when you start looking outside, because at that moment, she or he or who, whichever one, looked at their spouse and thought, and may have saw somebody on TV or somebody walking down the street or somebody in the mall and be like, wow, I remember when she used to look like that. But then you have taken that and now you're making it personal, instead of saying, oh, but my wife is still good. She's still the same. She hasn't changed. She hasn't changed in her heart. She hasn't changed in her mind. She hasn't changed of how she treats me. You're looking at a physical attribute to make a difference in how you want to treat your wife now?
Right. And that's another way. That's another one of those things where I throw in there, even though Jesus was talking to a group of folks, he said, if you look upon a woman to lust after her, you've committed adultery with her in your heart. And a really good point that my wife just made right there, though, is the fact that there are some people that do that. And when you think, though, babe, would you think that it's like, when you think that that's like almost like, would you think that a man, if he does start to look at his wife like that he was basically in it from the beginning just for her looks and her physicality? Would you say that? Because like you said she didn't change in her heart or anything like that. So what made that man all of a sudden want to look at something different? And if that's the case, it almost like, did it revelate? Could that be almost like a revelation, like, wow, he really got with me and wanted to marry me because of the type of body that I have versus who I am?
Yeah, I mean, that's important to talk about in relationships, in marriages. It's so important, just even before you get married, like in relationships. And that's where the whole situation is going wrong from the beginning. No one is sitting down before marriage and really discussing these type of issues. Like, you have to be ready. Like, are you in this 100%? Because there's going to be some changes. There's going to be changes physically, mentally, emotionally, with situations that happen. You have children. You may have a child that gets sick or something happens. There's going to be a lot of changes in marriage. Are you in it for the long haul? You know, your wife or your husband may get sick. They may have an issue where, you know, a thyroid issue or whatever, and then have to, you know, gain a lot of weight and can't really have to get surgery. I mean, those are the type of things that you have to sit down and look and say, you know, if they did gain some weight, will I still love them? Will I still want to be with them? And then if you can say, yes, I love her. It don't matter which, you know, yeah, right, yes. But then some people are looking like, you know, there's some people some guys or some girls that think like that. I mean, that has to be discussed in the beginning, because all you're seeing in the beginning is just the beginning. Something new, something fresh, but everything ripens and get old.
I don't.
And changes, even fruit changes over time. It doesn't stay fresh. All the time it changes. So are you ready? Are you even going to be ready for those type of changes when they happen? And then, I mean, it's just so much. Like this conversation could be, I mean, books and books and books and books and shows can be written about it. Relationship, marriage, divorce, it is so deep. It goes so deep because we go back to talk about just the way a person was brought up, what they saw as a child, what marriage and relationships meant to them even as a child. How is that going to affect them in their relationships, in their marriages? So it goes so deep. And so we have to start from the beginning of just a person.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we're getting ready to end the podcast because my wife just said something that I think can lead into a whole nother subject. And it's something that I talked to you guys about on here. I said something that's not being taught in school right now that they definitely should focus on. And that's how to function in a relationship. They would rather teach your children sexual education before they actually teach relationship. Why do I say that? It's because of this. Ladies and gentlemen, think about this. When you went to school, and babe, I know they don't teach this no more. Remember they used to teach you to write in cursive, right?
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. When your teacher did math in front of you, did she just do math in front of you just so she can prove to you that she knows how to do math, or did your teacher teach you to do? Did she do the math because she wanted you to learn it?
Yeah, she wanted me to learn what she was teaching.
Okay, now when your teacher taught you to do spelling, did your teacher teach you spelling because she wanted you to see how good she can spell, or she wanted to teach you how to spell?
Teach me how to spell.
So, some of y'all might know where I'm going with this. So, babe, you got some last words you want to say to the listeners out there before we move on?
Just stay tuned, and I appreciate you all listening. And I do want to say that if you do chime in to this podcast, maybe you can come on with your spouse. Or
good idea.
Yeah, so you guys can have these real conversations with each other, something to think about, because this is serious. This is no joke. Like I said, divorce is a divorce pandemic. It shouldn't be happening, especially it shouldn't be happening, period. And whether you're a Christian or not, marriage is something like a glue for families, because once people don't realize, once you divorce, it causes tsunami in your families, like outside of your primary unit into, you're just in your whole entire family, causing tsunami, and you just don't know the effects of a divorce. So we'll just deal with that, and just stay tuned.
All right, guys. So you guys all know how to sign off. My wife don't, even though she's heard me say this 1,000 times, she probably couldn't say it. I put her on the spot and try to make her say what I say when I sign off, but I'm not going to do that though. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus. What's going on, everybody? So, hey, check this out. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to view these videos. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also right here is where you can catch the next video, the latest video that I've done. But like right up here, this is stuff that I've done kind of in the past. So in this area, you might find a video that I've done in the past. It can be funny, it can be something serious. It does not matter. But this is something that you can also do to check out more material that I do in my channel, because I do a lot in this channel, all right? So again, appreciate everything from you guys. Keep on watching it, keep on supporting it, and God bless you all.